Well, come on in, everybody. Come with me. Come play in the clay and join me for this amazing. I am so overwhelmed, guys. This fundraiser that I coordinated. I had a heart to do this several months ago. I mean, this is way before Christmas. I reached out to the groups and want to put this together. And I am just so overwhelmed at the response I'm getting from people. So, yeah, my name is Kim. You can see me down the corner if you're not familiar with me. But I am in this, I'm in the Sacred Treasure House today, but I've been coordinating and watching all this, the other groups that I've put together for this Tim Tebow fundraiser. And like I said, it's been incredible. I set a goal at about $1,500 and we've surpassed that. Right now, we're not even done with our last day here. And I think we're looking at about 1,800. So that's great. We're going to hit the 2,000 mark and more. So that's really awesome. And Renee's just finishing up in the Sacred Treasure House. She did an amazing heart. It's interesting. I've got my heart shirt on. It says "All we need is love." So a lot of hearts going on because it's Valentine's Day. It's all about the heart and the love and wings. And I'm incorporating hearts and wings in mine today. And as you know, if you do know me, you know I work with clay. So I am going to be doing a clay assemblage piece that is going to be a vertical structure. And yeah, and then we're going to be bidding it off at the end. So basically what this is, if for those that are just tuning in and have not caught any of the fundraiser to date, I am kind of keep looking over here at my phone because I'm seeing when I'm going to be over in the Sacred Treasure House. There seems to be a little bit of a delay going on today, but that's not really going to start me. Hey, Margaret, thank you for sprinkling. I super duper appreciate that. So yeah, I'm just kind of giving the rundown here. I know Margaret, you were in. I saw you in some of the lineup of the people. I know you saw you this morning with Deborah for the event. There's Miss Lisa. There she is. Oh, yeah, we did. Isn't that awesome? I'm like, oh my gosh, I wasn't sure. I was going to set it for 2,000 initially, but I was kind of being conservative, and I'm like, wow, blow me away. And actually, people are asking me if I want to do this. A couple of people said, well, I was thinking like annually, but even Tammy says, how about we do this like, semi-annually? And I'm like, oh, yeah, sounds great. The more, the better. Nicholas Crafting, hello. Oh, you're new to me. Well, good to have you here. Thank you so much. So what I'm doing today is we are doing a fundraising event. We've been doing this fundraising event for the all week starting Monday. This is the last day. It's a 4-day event, and I am in Sacred Treasure House. And what we're doing is raising funds for the Tim Tebow Foundation. And if you're not familiar with Tim Tebow or what his foundation, I've done Tim Tebow, for those might know him, more for the fact that he was an athlete, he was a football player, he's a very strong Christian man. He was the one that take a knee, and he's about John 3:16 or whatever. But he also played pro ball for a while too, or semi-pro. I'm not exactly sure, but I know he played baseball for a bit. There's Lisa's Craft House, and then we got Tanya. Thank you for sprinkling me in there. And like I said, I am just so overwhelmed and so grateful, guys, that you guys have just stepped up to the plate, and all the donations and the time and effort's gone into this. This is amazing. At the first part of the week, that led us off with this was Vintage Country Crafting and Stand Tall. Tuesday we have what was it? Crafty Friends in the Box. That was Chris Hunter's group, and they raised almost $1,000 in that day. I'm like, wow, that was crazy. And then Wednesday was a creative crafting community, and that was Tammy with Crafty Peep and all her gang, and Justin was in there, and they did really well. And we're rocking it too, guys. So I'm like I said, I'm really grateful. By the way, after me, there's my girl Jan. She's going to be coming up. Fine Against Finds too. She's right after me, and then Tanya's after me. I forgot to look at the rest of the people, but I think we're going on to at least 8 or 9 tonight. And I'll be in the comments, guys, because I'm making sure that I watch everybody. So there's Miss Abby. Hey, Abby, thank you for your donation earlier. I saw that. That was awesome. So what are we doing here? Well, like I said, Tim Tebow, he was an athlete, but him and his wife are just amazing people. They have this foundation where they help people that are vulnerable, that are in chaos, that have had crisis in their life. They help special needs children. His brother has Down syndrome, and they actually started this. They got this called like Twilight Night or something, where they do like a prom night. And I think it's all over the country. Like people just set it up, but they'll have proms for for the special needs folks, and they'll go in there and they put their formals on, their dance. And so that's part of what they do. And then they also bring people like abandoned children that are in other countries where they have disabilities or, like physical disabilities. They will actually scoop them up and they will have surgeries for them. They will put them in homes. Then they help the children that have been like exploited and had all kinds of horrific things done to them. Family members, strangers, whatever it may be, and they just help children, and it's just awesome. So that's why I chose them. Somebody mentioned The Sound of Freedom. Yes, I've seen The Sound of Freedom, and I knew about all this before The Sound of Freedom, but that kind of put it on the map a little bit. Now that is a different organization, and they are awesome too. But I kind of chose Tim because he kind of covers a little bit more of everything. And so anyway, that's why we went with the Tim Tebow Foundation. Okay, so what am I doing with my craft tonight? Or you guys got to forgive me. I've got like 3 hours of sleep, and I had some disheartening news. I just found out about an hour ago that my aunt, who's 93, she passed away yesterday. I got a phone call just a little while ago, so I'm probably going to be shooting up to Alabama for that sometime soon. But anyway, it's just a lot of stuff going on in my crazy world right now. Okay, so but what am I doing for this this event and for you guys to auction off? Because I've got my timer set. Last 5 minutes, we'll rock that out. So you guys have probably seen these before, but when I get them all decorated, they are so beautiful. I've got my little heart mold here. This is my heart and hand mold. This is a Temu mold. My light. Sorry, I'm in my house. I had to because I don't have any heat out in my shop, and it's a little chilly today, and I wasn't gonna break. Anyway, it's this really cool heart in the hands. It's got a lot, and I'm gonna end up painting all this. So I actually poured this myself. This is a mold I got from Temu, and I pour the plaster, and then I got a little hole in the center. It's gonna be a vertical structure. Then what I'm gonna do is gonna be sitting on a pedestal like this, okay? And I'm gonna decorate that up a little bit. I went ahead and did all my clay work because I need to be able to assemble it. If I have time after I get everything painted, I will actually go, I'll show you how I put some things together, like how I use the molds and what I did. But right now, the important thing is to get this piece finished so that it'll be ready for somebody to actually auction it off. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And I do have because of my table situation right here, I'm going to turn down my other little camera on my table so you guys can see a little bit better when I start. But I do, like I said, I have this. And then I've got this sweet, oh my God, I had to represent, okay? I'm going to tell you guys, I had to represent. I've had this thought process, this project in my head for like ever since I wanted to do this because I've just been waiting in the wings. But I've got my little baby. I used this little baby once before when I did a mushroom thing, and he's sitting on a mushroom. But this one's going to be like a little girl, and she's got a little diaper on and whatnot, and she's going to be super cute. Got a little rose on her tail there, if you can see all that. Maybe when we go down to the mother table. And then it's going to have some angel wings on it. That's all going to get painted up, and the wings are going to be on there. It's going to be super cute, guys. So let me tell you why I chose this particular thing with the baby and the wings. It's because of a scripture, and the scripture is Psalm 91:4. It's like, he will cover you with his feathers. Under his wings you will seek refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and your rampart or your buckler. I actually have another story about that. I did an art piece a long time ago with a body casting that had the wings, and I'll explain that if I get time. But that's kind of a special scripture for me, and I thought it would be appropriate for this. It's because kind of like God's wings is, all these children that are going through this, God is always faithful, and it's good that we have faithful people like the Tim Tebow Foundation to help children like this. So that's it. Okay, holy cow, I think. Okay, you guys are talking about the weather. I know I'm missing comments, guys, and I always go back and look. I do. I always go back and comment and see what everybody's got going on. 43 today. Yeah, it's 60-ish here today, and it's not terrible, but I'm just feeling wimpy. I'm just feeling wimpy. And I don't have any heat in my shop. My heater went out, and I'm just like, I don't want to mess with it. So I just brought everything into my house, and I'm just hanging out in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my other camera down so I can start painting this thing and getting it assembled and show you what I did. And if you guys got any questions about the foundation or anything like that, of course, you can ask me or, put whatever you want to do. I know, like I said, a lot of the people are familiar with Tim Tebow. I guess it's Tebow. I say Tebow, Tebow, depending, but Tebow, I guess is B-O-W on the end. All right. So, yeah, here's my little menagerie of stuff. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and paint my heart and my hands. I usually, for some reason, I always feel metallics work best for me with these. Like I said, I've done 2 or 3 of these, one with a bird and one with different things on it. But this one is no exception, except I'm going to do some different, I'm going to do lighter tones. I just felt like it needed to be, it's like, I want kind of elegant looking. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do, I think, a taupe metallic, or I don't know. I'm going to have to play with it. I might put a couple different colors on here. I've got like this, like a pearl. It's kind of like a pearl. What would that be? It's not quite copper. It's called pearl blush gold. It's kind of almost like a peachy or something, but it's pearl. It's real pretty. So I'm going to try that first on here. And then I'm going to work my colors in. And, you know, sometimes I have to play with my colors a little bit. All right, let's see. So all I got to do, like I said, is just throw some color on here for now. And then I'm going to go back and put my distressing medium, the Waverly Brown distressing medium, on everything. And that will really make it stand out and give it that look that I like. Ew, I got little boogers in my paint, guys. So yeah, like I said, is anybody out there familiar with Tim Tebow? Like, Tebow, see how I'm going to Tebow. With the Tebow organization, I mean, except for this fundraiser, anybody know about him? Like, is anybody a football fan? I'm in Florida. He's actually, he played for the Jaguars, the Florida Jaguars, and he is based out of Jacksonville. So, and his organization is based out of Jacksonville. So he's really not that far away from me. He's maybe an hour and a half from me, the organization. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it, guys? Oh, I forget I'm in a different camera here. That's a really pretty color. I'm glad I chose it. Like I said, colors in me, I'm always like, what do I do for colors? And like I said, these, I never go wrong on metallics, especially on this. It just warrants kind of being a little bit more on the elegant side, I think. So let's see, we've got some comments here. Tammy, temperature, welcome. What am I missing? Oh, Kim from Ohio. Oh, thank you, Kim. Yeah, I've been seeing you in the comments. I've been seeing you in the events. I appreciate that. You know, of course, a Kim name is going to stick out to me big time. And yeah, I appreciate if you just give me a follow. Like I said, everything I do has got some sort of a clay element. Sometimes I throw different things in there. I also have a private clay group, and a couple of the ladies on here, I know Lisa's in it, the Lissa, Lisa Marino. She's in it, and maybe a couple of the ladies. I'm not seeing everybody in the comment. Jan's in it, and we have some fun in there. We do all kinds of really neat projects, and I do a mini project of the month, and then we do a project where we all get online together and we can see each other face to face, and we have a good time. If anybody's interested in that, the folks that are already signed up got in at the $8 price, but I did bump it up to $10, which is still very, very reasonable for all you get. And I give Happy Mail away too for the people who actually participate and all that good stuff. So it's well worth the $10. Well worth it. Anyway, let's see. Got to get the bottom of that. I'm trying to see. I like to look at my phone. Kim does great clear work. Thank you there, Miss Lydia. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, like I said, I'm running on air right now. I virtually got hardly any sleep last night. I just had a rough night. Going through a lot of crazy stuff right now, but didn't get much sleep. So I'm telling you, after this, I'm taking a nap. That's on my goal. So I got to work tomorrow and start working on some other things I got to take care of. I think I got most of that covered. If not, the brown aging medium will take care of the rest. That is a really pretty color, guys. I don't know if you can see that. It is gorgeous. It's really pretty. Okay. So I'm going to stick with that for now. Now I'm going to do the painting part should be relatively quick, and then I'm going to assemble it. So that's why I thought I would have a little bit of time to actually show you how to work some of the clay and some of the process I did with the clay, and then maybe make some beads and show you how to make the beads and whatnot. Okay, so I got that. Now let's do the wings. I think the wings I'm going to do, and what I did here is I did double wings. Oh, I keep looking at the wrong camera, guys. I did double wings. I have a mold. Here's the mold for it, guys. Little Temu mold. By the way, I just ordered a few more of these, so this will be part of a Happy Mail in my private group. So these are really kind of cool to have these little mold. So Terry, if you're watching, or Lisa, you guys might be able to get that. Anyway, I did double wings. I was going to do single wings and have them wrap around, but I didn't like the way of it. But it actually turned out cool. I just stacked a couple different wings on there, and then the little baby is going to sit on top of the wings. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these wings up. I think I'm going to do taupe with these, and then I'll probably end up putting a lighter tone on top and just kind of playing with it, doing a little brush thing on there. So I'm using a wing mold. I'm using this actual baby is a mold too. It's really great because it just molds right in there and it's got the nice baby shape. And then I've got my little rose mold here too. So I got a lot of molds going on with this one. Okay, amazing group. Love the group. It is nice. I mean, it's still kind of small, but and I got people in there, Abby and a couple other people that are in there, and they kind of watch on the wings, but haven't really done too many projects in there yet. And I'm like, come on, guys, get in there and do some fun stuff. But whatever point a person joins, everything is recorded in there, so you can always go back to the playbacks and see everything we've ever done as a project in there, because I do basically 2 projects a month. All right. So what I had to do is, like I said, this is going to be mounted on as a vertical structure, and I had to put something on the back of here to hold the wings on. So I cut out a little thing, a little mold. I had to go ahead and glue this guy so I could be able to handle it and the time frame and everything. So that's why it's all put together already, because I just had to make sure that I could get everything done in time, because I do want it to be a completed piece for you guys to be able to see it. The thing about it is I can always customize things too, but this one here, like I could put any of my work, I could always actually add a name or a saying or something like that if anybody wanted, down the road for anything that I do too. So that's a pretty color too. I like that one. A little bit more paint there. So this clay is a polymer. For those of you guys don't know, it's a polymer clay, which is a bakeable clay. Miss Wendy is on later tonight, and she's doing foam clay. It's a lighter weight clay. She really does a bang up job with the foam clay. I just, I've kind of gotten acclimated to, I need to put some more paint on here, acclimated to working with the polymer. It's a little bit more denser for me. And then I use air dry, the regular, white air dry clay, the DOS or the Jovi, depending on what's available and what's a decent price. I just got a big line of deal on some Jovi, thanks to Miss Jan there. She gave me a little deal on that. They have a special running on the air dry clay on Amazon if anybody's wanting that. I'm gonna have to end up gluing that. I'm not gonna put that in there. All right, so the back is just, it's kind of basic. It does have the shape, but it doesn't have the actual design of the wings. But the front is pretty much what you're going to see. But it'll still look pretty cool from the back, because it is going to have beads and whatnot on it. Okay, so that's going to sit there for a second. She used the planner for the heart. Oh, okay, planner for the heart, but uses clay for most everything else. Right. Wait a minute, I got to go ahead and see. Hey, Kim. Hey there for that Charlotte. Gnomes and Crafts by Kim. You prefer plaster over clay for those? Well, no, darling. This here, this is the only thing that's actually with plaster Paris. It's a mold, and of course, like I said, you can see it's fully 3-dimensional. So I mixed the plaster Paris up, watered it, and then I poured it into the mold. And then after it was dry, I ripped, I just pulled the mold back. So this is a plaster part here. These wings, the baby and everything else is actually like this little piece, everything, the beads are all the polymer bakeable clay. Okay, so that's what all of this is. And like I said, sometimes it depends on the project and what I'm doing. I will use air dry. Like I said, it kind of 6 to 1, half a dozen. I use both. And sometimes I mix them together. Sometimes I put air dry and polymer together, depending on. The one thing I love about polymer is that it's more of an instant gratification, because you can bake it. Although I've learned that you can bake some of the air dry clays that I use are bakeable. But I just, I like that fact that I don't have to wait 2 days if a person wants to wait for something to dry, or ever how long I think it is. So that's why. It says polymer air dry just wanted. I have polymer and air dry just waiting on molds. Yeah, girl, I've just got a whole pile of molds the other day. I got molds I haven't even used yet. I just got some bunny molds and all that. I was planning on participating in the spring Jubilee, but I can't do it. Guys, I'm going to have to end up moving soon, and I've got a big life change going on. So my studio is going to get packed up. This might be the last event I do until February, and I've got things lined up here. I'm going to see what I can try to pop out, but definitely wasn't going to, miss this one because this is something I coordinated and I got to do it. Okay, so plus I wanted to do it. I want to be a part of this. All right, so what I got here is I made these little, kind of like little banner, like ribbon banners out of clay. It says his wings, and that's going to go on the front of the heart. Okay, I'm just going to glue all this on once I get it on. Let's see what we got here. Have patience for things that take two. I know, that's it. Like I said, the Jovi and the DOS will bake. If you put it at 275 and for 20 minutes to half an hour, it will be fine. I've done it before, I've tested it, and it's going to work well. So like I said, sometimes I put the clays together and bake them together because I know this bakes at 275 as well. What do I need to do here? I need to paint these little guys. So if I got the wings this color and I got this color, I think I'm going to do like maybe I didn't bring my brown. Well, I don't really need brown. Let me do them in the white. Let me try this lighter color and see if that's going to be too light on there. I am going to, when I put the brown on top of everything will pop more. So I think the white or this, it's actually not white. It's real pretty though. It's called champagne, like a pearl champagne. And yes, the air dry is good for bottles, but I use polymer too now. Polymer sticks better than air dry clay. Would you use air dry clay on bottles? A lot of times people, and I've done it too, where you use the a glue on the back of them to stick it on there. That's fine too, but polymer is so darn sticky. It sticks right onto the bottle great. So if anybody's ever seen me do my mugs and things like that, I use the polymer clay. And the one thing about polymer clay, it's durable against water, like it's waterproof. Once it's baked, you can get it wet all day long. The only thing you can't do is like reheat it because it's sensitive to heat. I want me to do the back, just the front. All right, so I think I don't know if that's going to show up good. Hopefully it will. I might have to put a white backing on that first. Maybe I'll do that. I'll put a little bit of white on there first. I forgot to bring my heat tool in here, but it's okay. I don't have much to really worry about heating. So yeah, like I said, it just depends on your project, guys. What you're doing, but you got to know a little bit about the properties of the clay to really know like what to use. If you're going to make a vessel, some sort of a structure that you can actually a functional item like a bowl or whatever, then I would go with polymer. Air dry, you can make those things, and you can put polyurethane on it, but it's not totally waterproof. So I wouldn't trust that, for on a like a long-term outdoor thing. Even if you polyurethane it, I just wouldn't trust it. I would do air. I've got things I've made out of polymer clay that are sitting outside in my yard by my mailbox, and it's dirty and dusty and everything, but it hardly even fades with sun too. It's amazing. It's pretty durable stuff. It's really great for watering all that. Okay, so do you polymer still bake? Yes, that's what I do, Tammy. I put the polymer, I'll do my design on the polymer, on the bottle with the polymer clay, throw it in the oven. And I don't put any kind of adhesive back on. If it's a very small piece, like a teeny little piece, if it's a larger piece, it'll do good. But say you're adding like one of these little banners or something to a bottle, like by itself, and it's not going to be on top of a piece of clay to stick to it, then I would have this clay. They have this stuff here, what you guys have probably seen. It's a Sculpey. It's actually designed for Sculpey polymer clay, and it's like a tacky glue, and it's a bakeable glue, and that's what you use with that. Oh, I just forgot about this. It's a good thing I saw that. So this little piece is going to sit on bottom. I think I'm going to do this color too. I'm going to let these dry, and then I can start assembling it and put all my age. I think I'll put the aging medium on first before I actually assemble it. But the baby is so darn sweet, you guys. Oh my gosh. And I've got a little headband for her. I'm going to put her little headband on here in a minute. I'm just going to glue that on. All right, so what color? This color here. The reason I like to do this, what I'm doing here is, like I said, I cut a little circle cutout with the polymer. It's got a design on it you can't see until I put the brown on there. But I'm going to sit it on here, and I'm going to actually glue it on, because even though I have this pedestal, it's all going to sit on this pedestal like this, and it's going to have beads. I wanted it to, for shipping, I leave this undone. I don't want it to glue it together, because it's easier to ship that way. And then somebody might want an option of taking it off of there, but it's still got a little base of its own. So that's why I have a separate, like, little round circle. But it looks really awesome with the with that little pedestal base and whatnot on there. You teach classes and use, yes, that's what I'm saying, darling. I have my own private clay group. It's called Mud.Clay.Art. Everything's now Mud.Clay.Art, and it's a Facebook private group, and it is $10 a month. So if you want to get in there, you just PM me, and it's a monthly subscription through PayPal. You can cancel anytime you want. You can just get in there for a month, check it out. You don't like it, just let me know. I'll take you out of there. But yeah, it's fun. We just get the girls and I get together, and we do a once a month where we actually go face to face, on the camera. We hang out for a couple of hours and make a cool project. I actually do polls in there and let them vote for what they want to do. I give them some options, and then we make a project. And then in the middle of the month, I'll do a mini project, like something that I'll just pre-video. That, once again, I give them the option of picking what they want to do. And then I'll do a video, and then they do it. If they want to do it, they do it. Most of the girls I got my 2-star girls in there. I've got Terry and Luann, and they're always with me, and they do all the projects. So they're really cool. Yeah, I know, Colleen. I did that. A couple of trials. I got you. I saw your name. All right. So yeah, so that's that. Now, what am I going to do here? Let me go ahead. I think I'm going to put the baby's little headband on. You guys are going to go, oh, when you see this thing, because it's so cute. Okay, actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you these beads. Look at these cool beads, guys. These are actually made with clay. These are going to be on the structure itself. But if I get time, hopefully I'll be able to show you. This one is called a lentil bead, and you can see how it looks like a little flying saucer. It's kind of like a shape. There's a certain way. It's kind of cool. When I learned how to do that, I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And there's different ways and shapes that you can do with beads. And all I do is just take several, colors of the clay and blend it together and get like a little marble effect. But these beads are going to go as part of that. Okay, let me put her little headband on. This is so stinking cute. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so cute. This little headband. You can't see it, but trust me, when I put it on here, it's going to look so cool. All right, so I got to use my little teeny, teeny little, what do you call it? Nozzle for this one. This is just basically it's Temu's version of E6000. I didn't even know it was going to have this little bitty teeny like nozzle, but it turned out to be a good thing, because when I do small pieces like this, I need this. All right, so I'm just going to put a little glue on that. And what I did, this was interesting too, because I wanted to make sure, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to put this on yet. Oh, Durkin, it's a good thing I did that, because I want to paint the hair a little bit. I'll just have to repaint that in a second. I'm going to do a little color on the hair, on the baby's hair. I'm already at a half an hour. It's amazing. So yeah, are you guys enjoying this event? Have you guys caught any of the other days besides today? Is anybody here from, like Monday or Tuesday or anything like that, and managed to see some of the other groups and some of the things that were made? Like I said, I've been blown away, honestly, with the amount of money that's been raised. This is funny. There is lots of detail in this, but this clay, you don't see it until you actually put the distressing medium on there, because it's just so light. Once you put it on there, it just makes everything pop like crazy. This is a redhead baby. I think it was so red like this. I meant to get my nutmeg, and I grabbed this one in the dark in my studio, but it's all right. It's all right. It ain't nothing with a little carrot top, right? I've been sick. You've been sick, darling? Sorry about that. You love B7000? Yeah, everybody's been using that a lot. I've had it before. I think I've had it before. I'm pretty sure I have. Anyway, so I just wanted like once I put that brown on everything, it's going to change the whole dynamic of stuff. So I just wanted to get a little color on the head, though, before I put that headband on. I'm glad I remembered that. Otherwise, I'd have to take it back off. But let me tell you how it was. I had to basically, I needed to get the shape of this head. So I had to gingerly cut this out and take that little rose and put it on there and bake it, and then get a little, after it was baked, right before it got really hard, it's a little soft, I had to pop it off because I wanted to make sure I had the head, that I had it free from the head so I could color it. But isn't that sweet, guys? Look, the little baby, she got a little headband on with a little rose. Isn't that precious? Okay. Now I can glue it on. All right, put this away and get my glue back on there. Oh, you did watch it? Yeah, Lisa, I think I did catch you, darling. I think I caught you in there. I was looking. I've had like a crazy week. I've been I've been working and going. I had to take my one of my new clients all the way to the VA yesterday, and then he took me out to the Chinese buffet to eat after. I'm like, okay, that was a nice little perk. And working with my other client, and then just dealing with some personal ridiculous stuff. So, like I said, it's just been a little bit of a hectic week for me. So I've been trying to catch everybody the best I can. And at the end of the day, I've definitely been seeing them all. I am in love. I think one of my favorite parts of this is the headband. I just think it's so stinking cute. And the fact I'm so proud of myself that I was clever enough to actually get the shape of it and be able to pop that off before it got too hard, and then put it back on. There we go. Now she's glued on. Look at this little darling. And like it looks like a bunny tail, but it's actually like a little rose on there. Okay, now let's see. Loves my buzz. Thanks, my dove. Gosh, I'm stinking adore. I know, isn't it? When you see it all together, it's really going to be cool. Okay, now that I got my white coat on here, I'm going to go ahead and try to throw this metallic on here. Then I'm going to do my aging medium, and then I'll be able to put it all together. All right. So yeah, I'm like I said. How many of you got? Give me a, like a heart or a thumbs up or something like that, or comment. How many of you guys have actually seen the movie Sound of Freedom? Like I said, that is Tim Ballard. He was the one that a lot of that is actual factual stuff. And he was the one that went in and did all that underground stuff, and that movie was about him. And he's a part of Operation Underground Railroad. And like I said, they're a great organization as well. I just decided that to go with Tim Tebow, like I said, because they do a little bit more with that than just doing just the, I don't want to say the T word, but the exploitation and all that. Anybody seen that movie? No, it's actually on Netflix now. If anybody wants to see it, it is pretty deep. But I think everybody needs to know, if you're not familiar with what goes on in the real world, the sad real world, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. And it burns me up. I get so mad. I want to just take a baseball bat. Mainly guys. There's some women that are involved in that stuff too. And I'm like, are you kidding? That's even more horrific that a woman would do something like that. Okay, all right, now let's see about putting some aging medium on this. And I'm even going to put it on the baby, to tell you the truth. I'm going to wait at the very end because she's got her little hat there. I mean, her little headband. Okay, I guess it's a her because she's got a little rose on, right? So, brown, I need that. Charlotte Colley, thanks, sweetheart. Sorry, I've missed some crafts today. Yeah, well, you know what? When you're not feeling good, I get you. It's on Amazon too. Okay, I didn't see it on Amazon. I did right on Prime. Hey, you know what? It's actually on Netflix too. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I've already seen them because I have the app. I'm waiting for the season 4 to come out. You guys into The Chosen? If you haven't seen The Chosen, that's another, like, oh my God, like, you got to go see The Chosen. You got to get all that in there and binge The Chosen. But it's actually on Netflix now. I couldn't believe it. So what I'm doing here, it looks like a hot mess, but I'm taking this brown wax, Waverly wax, and I'm just putting it on everything. And then I'm going to take it off. It makes all the detail pop out, and gives it a richer, kind of more of a vintage look, and I love that look about the pieces. So that's why I use this. I don't do the whole thing. I do it in sections because I always try. Sometimes it can dry kind of fast. Did I bring these? And so I like to do it in just a little bit at a time and kind of take it off from there. But now you can actually see how some of that detail's popping out of that heart. Isn't that beautiful? Like I said, this stuff just makes it come alive. It really does. So I'll leave a little bit, and you guys know basically what this is. Anybody that's seen crafters, even if you haven't used it yourself, you know, it's basically like to distress it down. It's just the Waverly stuff from Walmart. I keep saying I got to get me a black. I got to hunt me down some black. Somebody said that Tim Holtz has one. I'm sure they do, and I just haven't looked for it. But it would nice to have it would be nice to have a black. I can't talk. It's because I'm tired, guys. Rambling over my words a little bit. Okay, let me take some of this off here. You want to leave a little bit on. That's the whole point. I want to do it because it gets inside those crevices to make all that detail show out much better. All right, let's see. Did I miss a spot anywhere? I think it looks pretty good. I might have got a little spot over here for me. So what am I missing now? Ladybug, Gnomes, and Crafts, Tammy. That's sad. You wonder what kind of problems can a child have. Oh, we're saying. You wonder what kind of yeah, exactly. Well, children's problems are created by adults, you know, unless it's like a medical problem. It's all the nasty, horrible, evil adults out there that want to harm kids. And it's like, I just can't, I don't understand. Like I said, that's why I just want to take a baseball bat to all of them and just like, you know, castrate them and everything. It's like, no, hell to the no. Okay, that's why I want to do this fundraiser, because I felt that it was important and definitely, you know, a good cause. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna do it on here too. Everything's gonna get the medium. I know I'm missing a cucumber. I have to go back and look and see what Tammy's saying, because I'm missing some stuff here. So you guys having a good day? Is everybody having a good Wednesday, hump day? Oh, no, wait a minute, this is Thursday. See how bad I am? I'm thinking, I don't know what day of the week it is. So now, like I said, I just got that news about my aunt passing. Now, she was 93. She was the oldest of my mom's already passed, and my mom was actually younger. She passed, she's 73. But she was the oldest of the siblings in my mom's side of the family. And, you know, she's just hanging on there. She was an old trooper, man, but she had a stroke and passed away yesterday. And she's up in, I think she's in Georgia. So I'm hoping that I'll get able to make that trip up there with my aunt here that lives in St. Augustine. Is that too much? That looks good. Okay, so that one's done. Okay, let's see what anybody else is there. Right there with you, Kim. Oh, as far as being fatigued, you know, you guys know what it's like to be fatigued. Because I get on here and I listen to you guys say how you don't sleep well, you don't do this well, you know, like you got insomnia. Now, Lydia, I know you already told me you're a night owl. I know you are up late. Some of the other ladies are late nighters too. I don't typically like to stay up late. I usually go to bed around 11, 12. It depends. But just some nights, there's just a lot of chaos going on in my head, and I just can't sleep. So there we go. There's the wings. Don't the wings look pretty now? I put that medium on there. It makes them all stand out really pretty. Yeah, it changes the color a little bit, but I think it makes it richer. That's why another reason I like using it. 235. So what I'm going to do is at the last 5 minutes, I am going to auction this off, guys. And hopefully you guys, I have a few of these different kinds, not with the babies and stuff, but using this heart and the vertical structures. I have these on my Etsy shop. And of course, I have them in my Pinterest. And this, I chose to do this because number one, it's really cool, but it also gets a lot of attention. Like I've sold a couple of them just because of this particular heart shape and then the vertical structure. So I thought this would be a good seller. So that's another reason that I chose it as well. Plus, it just looks so darn cool. Wings, I need a little bit more brown inside that. Okay. Oops. I wish I had brought in my heat tool, but it's okay. It won't take too long to dry, especially in here. It's pretty warm in here. I'm literally sitting right by a heater. Sometimes actually the wet wipe is too much. It takes too much off. You can use a, no, you guys can't see it. Okay, so this is, it says wings here. This one says wings, and this one says his. Maybe you can see that a little bit better now that I've painted up. Oh, there we go, backwards, his, okay. His wings, and of course that's God's wings, Jesus's wings. It's all based on Psalm 91:4, which is what I read earlier when I first got on here. Okay, that one's a little bit darker. Let me take more of that off. I think that's good. Okay. Now the baby. The baby's the last part of the distressing. Then at that point, hopefully they'll be dry enough and I can start gluing them together. I found heat tool can sometimes crack my clay, but yeah, it can. It depends on your heat tool. To see the one thing, just as an education about the properties of air dry clay, like I said, the two that I found so far that will not, that do really well with you putting heat to them immediately is the Jovi and the DOS. A lot of these other like inexpensive air dry clays out there, not that these are expensive, but I mean other brands, they're not, they're different quality. And the reason that they say to air dry that clay is because it has a lot of water content. And if it dries too fast, it has a tendency to shrink. It's kind of like ceramic clay, the same thing. You have to kind of let it slow dry, air dry, and then you fire it. So you got to get a lot of the moisture out of there to keep it cracking. But there's whatever the properties are in those two clays, on that low temp of 275, man, I found that I can do it and it's fine. It works just fine. So this white is going to definitely age down when I put this brown on here, but I ain't scared because like I said, I'll just be able to take it off and it'll look cool. Trust the process, they say, right? It's going to turn it a little bit, but not too much. Not enough to where it won't look nice. You can take the majority of it off, but it actually, like I said, gets inside that little rose detail and everything. You can actually see it. A little diaper, because I was like, oh, it's stark white. Maybe I shouldn't put it on there, but I thought, no, I'm going to do it because I know it'll look good. It'll look good. Looks like she's been playing in the dirt right now. Okay, now let's take it off. Oh, how pretty. I would keep this myself if I wasn't selling it. It's too sweet, guys. I'm telling you. It's sweet pie. I just think this little mold is so stinking cute. I'm not particularly into like baby things or anything, but it's just the cutest little mold. This is, I've seen this. I mean, a lot of these molds are for fondant, when they do cakes and whatnot, but of course they work for clay too. And this is just, I looked on Pinterest to see all the different ways that people were doing things. And they had some really cute ideas with basically the same mold. But there she is. There she's so sweet. And see, by putting the aging medium on there, you can see the detail on the face now. And like the little rose. I need to get some more off the rose. Probably go on Angel. Oh, it will. Yeah, the movie. God, I'm missing so many comments. I don't really understand why season 4 is going to the theaters instead of being okay. What they do, I don't know. They kind of, well, I understand it because they're trying to make money off of it, darling. Think about it. They do all this for free, so they're trying to get a little bit of, and it just gets more out to maybe some of the secular community too. But they put it in the theaters because people pay for tickets to it, and I think that's not a bad idea. I actually, believe it or not, people don't know this, but I knew about The Chosen before it even came out. I ran across it somehow years ago, and I am one of the founding members. I donated $100 because they do that. You donate it and you pay it for whatever. I donated $100 when it was before it even started. They were just doing a fundraiser on it to get money to start it. And so, but now they've got it in the stock options and whatnot. And so they actually gave him $100 back after a couple of years. I'm like, okay, but I know about it from that far before they even had season 1 out. So yeah, I mean, if they make a little money off of it, why not? Why not? They think they deserve it. It's a good show, and it's amazing. If nobody's seen it, you've got to see The Chosen. If you need to know more about it, talk to me. I can hook you up with the app and everything. That one's nasty. We don't need that anymore. Okay, now let me get this wings on this baby because I got 20 minutes left. I still got time, but still. Oh, this is going to be so beautiful, guys. I'm so excited. So excited. All right, now I have to be a little careful about where I'm going to place the glue on her because she's only on a certain part of the wings. And I need to do a little bit of hot glue, and I need to do a little bit of the E6000 to make sure. Let's see, how did I have it? I think it was about right there, right? Right on the arms. On the arms. Basically, it's on the arms. Okay. Let's see if I can make this work, guys. E6000. a little bit on the arms. And then I'm going to put a dab of hot glue on there to hopefully I can get it to put a little temporary fix on it. You know what I mean? See if I can do this. Hot glue dries so darn fast on the side. Okay, so little dab here and a little dab there. Maybe let's try it here, maybe here and here, here. Let's see what happens, guys. I love her. This is precious. I'm telling ya. So precious. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit for a minute because I will be able to lift it up at some point, but see the wings on her? Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? Okay, let me go ahead and just put this guy down too. This one I'm just going to do E6000 because it's just going to sit flat. It doesn't need. I think the director is amazing. Oh yeah, he is. He talks a lot, but I love him. He gets his picks on what's getting picked on, but I just give myself, of course, giving him a hard time. He's trying to be. I know. Yeah, he's talky. What the heck is his name? I'm trying to think of his name. I should know his name. I try to. I haven't caught too many. Sometimes I catch their lives, you know, when they just sit and talk, and they got the new premieres and stuff going on out there. Make sure I get this centered properly. Close enough, at least. All right, I think that's pretty good, guys, on that. And what else do I need to do here? I've got to put. Oh, well, I've got to put this on the front. Okay, his wings. Probably should have done that. You know, I'm going to do that when I do this. I can do that back on there. It's E6000. I need to put this on here. His wings. Okay. I'll do a little bit of E6000 and hot glue. That way I know it'll stay permanent, and then get that quick little fix on there. All right, wings up. Now make sure it's on the right side, Kim. And I had them just placed just right. I did bake these on here, and I was able to pull these off too. So when you do a polymer, you gotta, if you want it to go around a shape, you gotta bake it on there, you know, so it like forms around it. And then, like I said, I was able to pull them off before they got too hard. This is just going to be so cool. Okay. Oh, I did the wrong thing anyway. Just to work. It's got to work fast with that dang hot glue. I think it's going to be good about there. Comments. I know I'm missing. Let's see. It's a TV show on Angel Studio. Yeah, they have their own app too, but like I said, now it's on Netflix. Tells the story of Jesus and him gathering disciples. It is great, and I like it. It's got humor. They actually make it so like, you know, like lifelike. They've embellished the disciples and given them backstories, and you know, they've given stories to Jesus, and it's got a little humor in it too, you know, like not like slapstick humor, but just the way Jesus is and some of the little things they do, the way they interact with one another. And it's really great, you know, and they basically take from scripture, but they do, you know, add their own little touches sometimes, especially with the stories with the disciples. They add things on there, but it all ties into scripture. Okay. It's really, really amazing show. You know, a lot of times, and I'll be honest with you, I've seen a lot of these biblical shows and they're okay, but they're kind of a little bit on the cheeseball side. But this one is just so great, and it has just become a huge phenomenon. And they've got it in all different countries and all different languages and stuff now. Okay, is his wings straight? That wings looks crooked. Wings looks crooked. Wings looks crooked. I'm gonna have to end up putting some hot glue on that bottom one because it's gonna drive me crazy. Put just a little bit here. Get that to stay so it don't start moving around on me. Okay. So now we've got this part, his wings, okay? His wings, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it all together and put the baby on there. And hopefully my my execution of everything was going to work well. I love the beads. Like I said, the beads are really cool. I'm probably not going to have time to show you how to make these, but if I do, if I got a couple minutes, I'll show you. All right, so what I'm going to do now is this. This is a piece of just wire. It's actually an old clothes hanger. I like the thickness of it, and they're real strong. I'm putting this down in here. It's going to sit up like that. You guys kind of see this idea right here. Probably not going to be able to see very well on this camera until I put it on my big screen. But yeah, we're going to do it like that. And then they're going to have the baby on there. And then I got one to top it off. I need to put a little glue down in here. I usually just put a little E6000. And sometimes if it's not sitting correctly, like it's a little wonky, you can take like a little toothpick and make like a little shim in there. And that will make it nice and secure if it doesn't seem like it wants to stay. But we'll see how it is. I can always add that later if I need to. All right, I think that's going to be pretty good like that. Let's see. An actor who plays Jesus looks exactly like what I would always picture him to look like. I'm shocked at how much. You know what? Yeah, did you guys see him in that other movie, the one he did with Kelsey Grammer? About the California pastor. Can't think of the name of it right now. That's also on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still on there, but it was. I maybe should have put the baby on there before I did this at the very end, Kim. You know what? No, I need to do it this way because I need to be able to see my gauge and where everything's going to do, where everything's going to sit. This is a little bit of a up. You guys cannot see. I am so sorry. Let me bring my camera up a little bit. This is a little bit of a trick, trying to get all this assembled together. All right, but I think I'm just going to wing it and go for it here. Sorry, I'm missing everybody's comments. Oh no, baby, don't come off of there. You should stay on there. Oh golly, I'm gonna have to hot glue you down again. Darn it, missed a spot with hot glue, I guess. Okay. Take me a second there. All right. I want to make sure she's nice and centered. You got to really be careful about all your placement of these things when you're doing this. So I got this here, and like I said, oh, I've got an E6000 over everything. I'm going to put a little hot glue on there. You're not supposed to technically put the hot glue and the E6000 together. You're supposed to find a little spot where there's not anything on there. Put them together. Let's see how this goes, guys. Put this real quick. Dang, hot glue dries so darn fast, which is good in a sense, but not good too. I'm trying to get it. If I can hold this on here. Make sure she's centered straight. Please stay, please stay, please stay. This thing looks all so cool, guys. I'm telling you, it looks so cool. Hot glue on there, though. I don't know if it's going to stay. Jesus Revolution, thank you. That's what it is. Yeah, that was a good one, too. I love it. That was kind of funny. He's a good actor. Romy is his name. First name, Jason. Romy. His last name is Romy. I can't try to think of his first name right now. Definitely going to have a little bit of drying time on some of these things here. I'm hoping that hot glue is going to hold enough so you guys can see it. And then whoever wins it, of course, you know, I'm not going to send it until it's actually good and dry and ready to go. Hey, Terry, I'm doing okay. Hanging in there, girl. Hanging in there. I said, okay, we'll see if I can get that little baby does not want to sit up there because I've got this. All right, let me just try to put some extra glue in there and get that thing on there. That was dumb. I just glued my finger. I'm just gonna have to hold it for a second. I just watched Bucket List with Jack Nicholson, Morgan Freeman. I think I've seen that. I think I've seen that. That was cute. I like some of those old actors, you know, that's kind of my era too. Those old dudes. I'm getting old myself. Okay, maybe she'll hold for a bit, at least long enough to show it, and then get the bid going. And then I'll make sure that everything's nice and secure before I send her up. And I've got one. No, she came off. Damn it. Excuse my French. I do that sometimes. Ouch. I just burned myself with that dang hot glue. All right. Yeah, I probably should have laid her down and let her sit for a bit longer before I actually assembled her on top of here, because it's a vertical structure. It does hold. Trust me, I've used these. I've made several vertical structures. It's just trying to do it in this short amount of time frame. You know how it goes. All right. One that amazes me these days is Clint Eastwood. How old is that dude? He's got to be in his 90s and he's still out there acting. I saw him recently in a movie about he went across the border to find some guy, Mexican border, find some guy's kid. And that was a really interesting movie. I don't remember the name of it. He fell in love with some Mexican lady over there that had a restaurant. And it's kind of interesting. He's starting to look his age, but I mean, heck, he's still out there doing it. Good for him. All right, so it's going to go on this structure here. What's today? Come on, baby girl. I'm going to turn my camera up in a minute so you guys can see it better, see the full structure, because it's going to look better on a bigger screen. But you can kind of get a general idea. She's going to be sitting up there like on this pedestal. Okay, and I've got one more to put on top to top that off. Where'd my other little bead go? I just saw the darn thing. Oh, it's right here in front of my face. Okay, yeah, so that's it. I'm probably going to have to add a little bit more adhesive. And I'm going to dress up the bottom here. I've got some really cool, like kind of a ribbon, like some, not grungy, but sort of like rustic ribbon and stuff that I'm going to put on top of there. I mean, around the thing. All right, so that's going to be topping it off. So let me put my big camera on. I've got some glue, some spider webs going on here with my hot glue, but you guys will get a general idea of what she looks like. Isn't she beautiful? Okay, now let me turn my camera up and see if we can see a better view of her. I'll do this. I can think, Kim. Settings camera. So my mind's about fried. You guys are like, I am so grateful though, like I said, that that you guys have hung in here with the 4 days and been a part of this event, and have donated and helped out and watched and shared and all those things. And you know, and I definitely will do, if it's not going to be annually, maybe semi-annual. Like I said, somebody was, I think it was Tammy, she's like, you should do this semi-annual. Anyway, I'm right at that 5-minute marker, really. But here she is. Like I said, she's a vertical structure. She's got the angel wings and her little hair, and it says his wings. And it's got, like I said, I will dress this up. I've got some really cool ribbons and stuff that I'll put on her. And I will definitely make sure that she's nice and secure, that she doesn't flop around or anything like that. It's just, like I said, it takes a little bit more time than what I've got here to finish her up. But isn't she gorgeous? She's beautiful. And like I said, it's based on Psalms 91. Everything's made out of clay, except for, of course, for the plaster heart. Hand-done beads and all that good stuff. So, yeah, she is gorgeous. Now, when we start the bid, I don't know if anybody wants to, let me get my camera off here. If anybody wants to, Tanya, somebody might want to, or Jan, hello, she's turning around simply because I don't have her sit right. Trust me, I'll make sure she doesn't wiggle at all. She'll not wiggle. But anyway, there she goes. I'm going to put it a little bit closer so you guys can see a really good close-up of her. Okay, there she goes. The wings, the beads, the heart, the ribbons, the whole thing, and then the base. She probably stands about, I don't know, 12 to 15 inches high, whole thing. Okay. So yeah, I want to start, honestly, guys, I'm starting the bid at 35 on this because I know that on my Etsy, I sell these for 35. So I think that's very fair. And plus the fact it's a good cause anyway, the time and effort that's gone into it. So anybody wants it, I know we've got 20 from Terry, we've got 25 from Lisa. I know you guys are my faithful followers, but I definitely want to start it at 35 just because I know of the time and quality that is. There we go, Abby. Thank you so much for that. And plus, I said, you know, I'm gonna get some money out of this thing for the foundation. Foundation. This took me about 2 days, to tell you the truth, between the clay, the assemblage, the baking, everything that goes into it. I mean, honestly, a piece like this would probably go, like if you were going to sell it professionally, something like that, it would probably be about 75 bucks, to tell you the truth. I mean, and I sell my things really inexpensive. I honestly do, for the quality of work that it is. But there you go. There you go. 36. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. There's 65. Lena Miller. Well, thank you, darling. I have not seen you in a while. It's good to have you here. Thank you, Miss Lena. I appreciate that. 65. And I'll show you some of the little ribbon, what ideas that I have. I love this stuff here. I think the brown's going to be pretty with this. I'm going to finish it off with that and put some extra like jute and things around the bottom of the base on it, because I think that just kind of adds a little extra to it. But thank you for that. Thank you for 65, Lena. I appreciate that. Anybody want to pop in there? I'm not sure if anybody, I need to see it. There's a start. Thank you. I did see the start up there. That was okay. So I think we're doing about 5 minutes on that, Tanya. I know you would, Terry, and I know you love angels, girl. I know it is. We'll just have to put something like this together in our group, okay? If you ever wanted to get the Temu mold, you just go on Temu. I can show you where this is. It's not that expensive. I think it might be about $6 for this actual silicone mold, but you know, think about it. You can use it over and over again. 2 minutes left. Anybody want to go for 70 on this little baby? I'm trying to get it as close as I can. So she's got all this detail. She's got the little rose on her behind and a little rose in her hair. Okay. Yeah, I understand, ladies. Like I said, well, that you're in the group, so we can work something like this up. I want to do a vertical structure with you guys at some point soon. Okay, but you got to do some smaller projects first to learn how to do the bigger ones. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know about this. Like I said, I've used this several times, and I've got other ideas with putting trees and all kinds of different things on this particular mold because it's so cool. Anybody want to beat 65 real before we get the stop there? Anybody want to beat 65? She's so cute. I wish you could show it like really, really up close and get that detail on her face. Look at that little sweetness. This mold, this little baby mold, is really, really great. I'm surprised how well it does. The detail on it is great. Okay. And this is basically, I guess I could call it Psalms 91. But to me, it was a representation of the children, you know, of the protection of the children, and everything that this fundraiser is about the children. So, and she is precious, I know. And Matica said that wing mold, I bought a few of those, so that'll be part of my Happy Meal giveaway, whoever might get that in the group. So you got to do your projects. Your projects. We got to stop yet? Anybody beat 65? I don't think so. That's awesome, Miss Lena, for stepping up like that. I appreciate that. And you're going to love her, trust me. Anybody else? Thanks for anybody want to go for 70? Beat her out the last minute. Thanks for being part of Sacred Treasure House. Absolutely. Okay, that was a stop. So Miss Lena Miller, you got it, girl. I've got your information already. I know you've bought some things for me before. Thank you so much, Lena. Did I say Lisa? I meant to say Lena. I might have said Lisa if I got Lisa on the brain. But yeah, thank you, Lena. I really appreciate that, darling. You're amazing. And it's my time, and I got to go. So Jan's up. Jan's already in the house. You guys go watch my good buddy, Miss Jan, and watch the rest of the girls. Thank you so much. And Lena, take a screenshot and the link and then send it to me, and I'll get this out to you.